Well, history is actually that was one of the things that's on my unironic New Year's resolutions list is to continue to document history because so much history has just been forgotten and lost. And it's one of the main things I'm always arguing with people about because I'm somebody who knows a lot about my history, being that from one of the original 13 colonies, which would be Maryland. And in Maryland, it's really weird because a lot of people are very, very familiar with their history. And I happen to be one of those people whose history is like well documented back through at least the Revolutionary War, but that's because I really haven't gone and looked at all of the available uh, history that there is. But I know off the top of my head at least that much, and most people they don't know that they can't identify with people from that era because they don't have that experience. And being that I do, and I heard lots and lots of stories from my grandparents and even my great grandparents about how things were in DC before and blah blah blah. It's like, wow, all this stuff is really interesting to me, but there's lots of people who they just don't have this experience. They don't, especially if you're not from the East Coast, that's automatically like you're not gonna be able to relate to any kind of history. I mean, it's gonna be harder for you to relate to that type of history. And then, like, you know, most black people only can identify with slavery, which I think is hugely wrong, just for, so many reasons. I can't even go into them right now. And eventually, I hope that people will look past some of this stuff like that they've been told into the actual what was happening on the ground at the time, because it's pretty well documented. Like, they haven't erased everything off the internet. You can go and watch the little films about how things worked and all of this stuff, and people just don't. They just wait until they hear whatever is going on TV, and that's it. It's frightening and amazing at the same time. Oh yeah. Right. That's funny. And I haven't been to the West Coast that often, but the first time I went to the West Coast, I think I was in high school, and I was just shocked because, like, DC is very, very diverse, but it's not the same type of diverse as California. And so it was like almost like a culture shock. Like, wow, people are really different out here. Oh wait, can you hear me? Oh, hello. Everybody still there? Oh, what is it? Me? What is it? Can everyone hear me? Are we all there? Yes, I can hear everyone. Oh, you just lost me. Oh, it's just me. Oh, great. Hello. Oh no. It's okay. Now I see myself. All right. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still here. I can hear myself. Oh. Jeez Louise. Hello? No one can hear me. All right. Hello? What? I can't believe. Can anybody hear me yet? Can I? No. Can anybody hear me at all? I'm old. Can you hear me? Oh my gosh, can I be heard now? You still can't hear me? Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know what the problem is. You still can't hear me. Okay. Can Ooh. Oh. Oh. Hello. Oh boy. What is going on? Can anyone hear me yet? Not yet. The hokey pokey. They're giving them the hokey pokey. The hokey po. Oh wait, you can hear me. Oh my gosh. I have no idea what that was. They were giving them the hokey pokey. I was gonna say I actually had a doula for my oldest child, and I must be much older than you all because my oldest child just turned 14. So yes, I'm super old, and at the time, I feel like it. At the time, nobody used doulas. Like I had to search high and low to find one, and the one that I found, she hadn't gotten her full certification yet. So you know they got to do test runs in order to get certified. So that's the process she was in, and she did an excellent job. I mean, excellent. And I knew so much after that, and then after I had my child, I went into working with teen moms, so I was able to take what I learned working with her into with my teen moms. Because I mean, if you think it's bad going into the hospital with people that you know who are like advocating for you, imagine going in with a social worker or your guardian ad litem, you know, or your mom who was on drugs and got you put in the system. That's 10 times as worse. So I was able to help a lot of them, but I also, enough backwards, I am shocked because in about how early you say people in your state go to get the hokey pokeys, because my kids were not allowed to leave the hospital without getting poked at all. Like, no. In Maryland, you must. It's so bad in Maryland right now. In order for a doctor to see a pediatrician to see a child, you have to agree in advance to the entire pediatric schedule of hokey pokeys. Before you have to agree in writing before you they will see you. So my son, he was born in Virginia, and in Virginia they don't they don't do all of that. They give you an option for one thing, and you can say yes or no, and then you go along to your pediatrician and you decide what to do next. Well, I tried to take him to be seen because you know he got circumcised and all that. You got want to make sure that wounds are taken care of sufficiently, and no doctor in my state would see me. None. I had to go back to Virginia, but I had to drive an hour away from my house to get to a doctor that would give me an alternative pokey schedule. That is it. They would not do it in Maryland. So just imagine that, knowing that that's how blue states are. Like, they do not give you a choice. You have to agree in advance to every single dose on the schedule. And that's why this thing is so terrifying. That's why I left out of one of the original 13 colonies and moved to Florida, where it's a little bit more freedom. My sister had a baby he down here 3 almost 4 months ago now, and and that was a whole adventure, but I was with her the whole time, and they don't make them get anything, nothing, not even what they offer them in Virginia. They don't offer them down here. They make you go to your pediatrician, and then you can still opt out. So I don't think that people who live in red states understand that in blue states you can't opt out. There's no opting out at all. They don't give you a choice. Absolutely. I know a lady, she had all three of her children at home, but she did it by herself. By herself. I would not, I wouldn't do that. I Yes. That's a little scary. Yes. Oh, well, one of the other topics I wanted us or that was on the list, I definitely want to talk about these bacon laws. What exactly is this about? I did not see anything about this. So what is going on with that? Well, oh shoot, I muted myself. Okay, well, have you considered getting your bacon from an actual farm? Like that's what I have a farmer, and I get my bacon and my meat from directly from the farm, and it's not smoked, so that is a little bit of a difference. But I still have bacon, and it's not. I don't know how much people pay for it in the store, because I get mine from the farmer, and so it's a little bit better. I mean, I think that when California does stuff, it absolutely affects everybody else. But being on the East Coast, we have a lot of our own farms, so it doesn't really hit us quite as hard. Like I've seen the pictures of people talking about empty shelves in Jacksonville. There's nothing empty. Like I yeah, I understand it. I know why, but I mean, for other states, I know why, but I'm like, I can go to the store right now, and now bacon has gone up. Well, Smithfield is not that far away. Smithfield is not that far away. It's just in South Carolina. You know what I mean? So but it's owned by China, and that's a whole nother thing. The truckers I know will not pick up from Smithfield. It's a few places they won't pick up from, and that's one of them because it takes forever. Only company trucks will go there. But bacon has gone up in price. I mean, it was like $3.99, and now it's like $4.20, which is they're going to they're going to move to the meatless bacon. That's probably one of those like moves to get people to buy the Beyond bacon. You know what I mean? Like instead of buying real bacon, you buy the Beyond bacon. Have any of y'all ever seen like a pig, like a real the cow is bigger than my minivan. So I was like, okay, I need to go stand over here cuz this thing was huge. You know, they were bringing them in, and I was like, oh my gosh, I never seen something so huge. But they was real close together, but they're these huge things. And it's the same thing with the pigs. Like, even though they're like, I guess animals, they're not like dogs where they all need like their own bed. They like sleep like this practically on top of each other. So I don't think anybody who's making these rules has ever actually raised an animal. And I think that's a huge part of the problem. Like, if you've never grown a plant, then you have no idea. Like that's one of our that was on the list. Paige, you had that on your list, and that's always on my list. We do urban farming here, so I have I one year my garden was so huge it had because I just kept buying plants and my old man said if I don't stop buying plants I'm gonna have to take care of all of them, and I don't take care of them. I just go to the store and buy them because I think they're cool, and then I let him take care of them because he's a plant person. But yeah, I just kept buying all these plants, and he was like, where are you gonna put all these things? And I think people think that it's like that, like with animals. No, you can't just like go out. It's the same thing with the chickens. Like in Maryland, the chicken farms are like a huge thing. So you can't just like make these rules and stuff for these chicken farms when really it's a processing problem. It's not how the chickens are raised, it's how they're processed. That's the part where you got to get that right. And it would be helpful if they had more butchers. That's one of the big things that farmers have been complaining about. Even my farmers, they're like, we had to wait so long to get to the butcher. And as soon as they have an opening, you have to chuck those animals in the car and go, because who knows when they're going to have another opening. So there was an article about the farmers actually putting their money together and building their own processing plant. That's what's necessary. That's what would help. Not, oh, these rules for the pigs need 1 cubic foot of space each. That makes no sense. Like, these are huge things. These animals are huge. Just I don't even think it's that they scream and kick. It's just that people people are so far removed from how their food gets to their table that what they say sounds reasonable until you go to a farm, until you have to actually raise an animal. Well, Burger King has a lot. All these fast food places have a lot of problems. Really? Oh gosh. Yeah. Doesn't mean anything. It means nothing. Jesus. This is why I don't take my kids to the store. Oh my gosh, trash. Can y'all hear me? Oh my gosh. It's extremely. Guys, I don't know how you guys have time to watch documentaries. Ugh. Ah, everything. Oh my goodness. They I'm like assault. Right. Oh, Terminator seeds, which is criminal. But it depends on the farmer. All of that. Oh, Jesus, have mercy. I and it depends on the seeds and it. I've noticed that too. Can you guys hear me? Am I heard? No. Oh, jeez. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me at all? Hello? I'm waving. No one can hear me. Of course. Hello? Yes. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Yes. I hope I can get it right. All right, you guys.